Most people call growth what is really just doing more. More hours, more output, more personal intensity, more pushing. In the beginning, it works, so it feels true. But effort only scales in straight lines, while demand can scale in waves. When those two curves collide, your body becomes the bottleneck and the system starts to feel heavy. Early on, effort feels like control. You work harder and results rise. You post more and attention rises. You respond faster and clients stay. The feedback loop rewards you, and you conclude that you are the engine. That belief is seductive because it's simple, but it quietly trains you to build income on presence instead of design. Eventually, the returns flatten. Not because you stopped trying, but because the system has reached the edge of what one person can carry. More demand no longer produces more output. Growth turns into friction. The same actions cost more energy. The same wins require more time. That moment is not failure. It is the ceiling of linear scaling. Most people misread that ceiling as a character problem. They assume discipline is missing, or consistency, or motivation. So they add routines, tools, and pressure. But the issue is structural. The system is asking a human nervous system to perform like infrastructure. It is asking one mind to be the rotor, the processor, the quality control, and the delivery channel. To move past that ceiling, you need a different concept than growth. You need leverage. Leverage is not a trick. It is the ability for value to move without proportional effort. It is structure that multiplies impact instead of consuming it. The moment leverage enters, output stops depending on constant personal force and starts depending on architecture. Effort produces predictably. 1 hour yields 1 hour's worth of progress. One task yields 1 task's worth of result. Leverage behaves differently. One decision can echo for months. One asset can convert attention repeatedly. One system can keep producing while your focus shifts elsewhere. That difference is why leverage changes the shape of income over time. Leverage is created in the middle layer of a system. It lives between input and output. It shows up as embedded conversion, clear sequencing, and reduced manual steps. If income still requires you to translate every request into action, your system has not scaled. It has only stretched. Stretching looks like growth, but it feels like strain. A useful test is simple. If you step back for a week, does the system keep moving? If progress collapses, then you are the motion. If value continues, then the system is the motion. This is not about working less. It is about relocating work. The work shifts from performing inside the system to designing what the system performs. Growth becomes dangerous when it outpaces leverage. Demand rises faster than conversion capacity. Bottlenecks appear. Quality drops. Response times widen. Small failures multiply. People call this burnout, but the deeper cause is architectural debt. The system accumulated success without building pathways to carry it consistently and reliably. Scale doesn't break you. Scale exposes the design. Leverage is often rejected because it feels slow at first. Effort gives immediate feedback. Leverage gives delayed acceleration. You build structures before they pay you back. You create flows before there is traffic. You design handoffs before there is volume. This phase feels like patience, but it is actually construction. Compounding cannot occur without scaffolding. Once leverage is in place, effort changes roles. Effort stops being the engine and becomes the input. You still work, but the work upgrades the system rather than powering it. You start improving conversion, reducing friction, and strengthening pathways. Instead of pushing outputs, you stabilize the shape that outputs move through. That is why results become more predictable. This also changes how you interpret plateaus. A plateau is not a sign to push harder. It is a signal to inspect constraints. Where does flow slow? Where does attention leak? Where does conversion drop? Where does handoff break? Those questions are leverage questions. They treat income like a system with parts, not a mood that rises and falls. Growth language makes people chase volume. Leverage language makes people chase stability. Volume can be impressive and still fragile. Stability can look quiet and still be powerful. The goal is not to become busy at a higher level. The goal is to build a system that can carry more without demanding more of you each time it does. Leverage can be created through assets, through automation, through delegation, through standardization, and through positioning. But the method is secondary. The principle is primary. Leverage removes dependence on constant presence. It allows value to move after you, not only through you, and it keeps moving when attention shifts. That is why it is the bridge from earning to building. If you can only grow by adding more personal effort, you are scaling a person. If you can grow by strengthening conversion and reducing dependency, you are scaling a system. One path leads to exhaustion. The other leads to capacity. This is the difference between being a high performer and being an architect. Performers win today. Architects keep winning. Notice how leverage always reduces decisions. Fewer custom responses, fewer emergencies, fewer manual bridges. When every outcome requires a fresh decision, your system is brittle. When outcomes follow design, your system is resilient. Resilience is not toughness. It is structure that absorbs demand, protects quality, and keeps flow stable under pressure. That is the hidden advantage of leverage. So the question is not, how do you grow faster? The question is, where is leverage missing? What part of your process still depends on you being awake, available, and perfect? That dependency is the scaling limit. Once you identify it, you don't fix it with more output. You fix it by redesigning the pathway. Growth without leverage ends in strain. Leverage without growth stays theoretical. But when they are sequenced correctly, effort stops being the limit and becomes the catalyst. You still act, but your actions build something that moves after you. Income stops being something you push every day and becomes something the system carries forward even when you step away.